Hey everyone, welcome to the monthly edition of I Hate It Here the Morning After. My name is Erika, and I don't think Marissa can hear. She is having technical difficulties, but she's here, guys, and so is Helen. Thank you for hopping on the Hot Mess Express.
All aboard! Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo!
All right, guys, that being said, we have Helen here. Helen, who is going to fill us in on give us an update on what the fuck is going on with her and her polygamous lifestyle now. And unfortunately, we are having super tech difficulties, which sucks because we are all on video right now, and I was going to post this on YouTube. And Helen is just so perfectly placed in bed. She decided to take this call and show in bed. Oh my god, this is fucking hilarious. Oh, you know what? It was my bad. I did not. Let's see. Okay, got you guys on here. And that's why Marissa couldn't hear, because I did not invite her up. God damn it.
Maybe that's why. Just a little.
Okay, well, that's right. I can still hear you. We're on video, even though you can't see me. Okay,
I can see you now. Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I can see you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then we are back on track, kind of, right? With this fucking hot mess of a show. So let's hope that the video turns out well, because I'll try to post this. Okay, before we get on...
But this is my first time seeing Helen.
Oh, is it?
Hi, Helen.
Hi. We've never met. I have met Erika twice.
Yes.
In her hometown and in my hometown, but I never knew what you looked like. All I knew was, hands got thrown up.
Every single time. So this is the first time that I'm actually seeing her and having a conversation with her while seeing her, because she didn't know what I looked like. I mean, I knew what you kind of looked like from your pictures and stuff, but this is the first time I'm actually meeting you, so it's so good to see you.
And look at Helen, propped up on those pillows like a fucking queen.
Yeah, she is.
All right, Marissa, so I don't know if you want to let everybody who's brand new to the show, tell them a little bit about what the morning after is about.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you've never joined us on a morning after episode with the one and the only Helen here, the morning after, it's a show where we just kind of discuss what happens. Everybody has those days where it's like, what the fuck happened, right? Where you're trying to process what happened the day before, where you're trying to figure out what happened. And for the most part, it could be a lot of dating horror stories or just dating stories. And that's why we have our official dating correspondent, Helen, who brings us all of the juicy gossip of the dating world and can give us an update here. But this is really a time to talk about all the crazy shenanigans that can happen, right? Because it could not be just about dating. It could be about anything else. It could be about, something wild happened to you while you were out, at a bar or something, or you woke up in somebody else's bed. It's happened to most of us, right? It's happened to the best of us, where you're like, where the fuck am I?
Right?
Where the fuck am I? Why am I here?
Or is that just me?
That hasn't happened to me. I'm sorry, you guys. That has not happened to me. I'm gonna say it.
What the fuck?
I always know where I'm sleeping.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
And I just look at each other like, well,
I sleep in my bed.
All right, guys.
No.
So, Marissa, they can also call in, right? So if somebody wants to call in, hit the plus sign, and share a dating story or a what the fuck type of moment story with us, they totally can.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and click that plus sign. Let us know. We'd love to hear your story. We love to spar with you and try to figure out how we can get you into more shenanigans or out of them. I don't know which one, but we'll try.
All right, guys. So before we get into finding out what the fuck is going on with Helen, I need to bring to you a what the fuck story. If you guys tuned into Erika's playlist, not this week, last week, I talked about the story because I had just seen it before I went on air, and I was just like, I'm back into social media because I had stepped away for, a couple weeks from it. And I'm still not heavily into it, but I, kind of trading in there to get content for you guys. And that day I popped in to see what stories I would find to share during Erika's playlist. And the story I found was about this. Sorry, I had to take notes. So I know.
That's how you know it's real. When you sit down and you write notes.
When I'm actually doing admin for this fucking show, it's a good story. So when I was going through it, I found this story about this OF actress, hot as fuck. Her name, you guys Google while I'm telling you this story. Her name is Lillian Phillips. She's from the UK. I don't know exactly what part, but she's from the UK. And she slept with 100 men in 14 hours.
In 14 hours?
101 men. I'm sorry. I need to correct myself. 101 men in 14 hours.
That sounds tedious and painful.
That's a
lot of work.
She's trying to break records, and I this is not a record that I want to break. But yes. So I talked about it a little in Erika's playlist. I did give some facts, but I didn't know the entire facts about it, right? So went back today, and I thought this was a story that's perfect for the morning after, and I got ahead of myself. I should have saved it, but went back, did my homework. Okay, so she wanted to actually do this within 10 hours because her goal is to sleep with 1,000 men by February in one day. 1,000 men in one day in February. So she's training herself just like an athlete.
I'm sorry. She's not fucking running a 5K, okay? She's getting digged down.
Her vagina's running a 10K, Marissa. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, oral counts as sex too, so her mouth might be running it too,
No, that's even worse. Like
No, I think this is
my
all
jaw's
vaginal.
so ready for her. Like it's no.
I want to say this is all vaginal. Yeah, so her goal is to do 1,000 men in February, so she's training. So this happened on October the 30th. She sent out, I guess, feelers out there. People could go on and apply to be part of the 100 men. She actually accepted 200, knowing that people would drop out. Oh my God, you guys. Person's face. So, yeah.
I love that she took into consideration people dropping out. Attrition.
I mean, you gotta, statistics, you gotta play with the numbers. And that's exactly what she did. So she wanted to do 100 men in 12 hours, right? She wanted to give them each 5 minutes. So that was 15 men per hour. But then I think the process got slowed down. So she was giving them 2 minutes after that.
I heard that too. I looked at the story after I heard it on Wednesday. I'm like, I need more details.
Right?
And Erika never has all of them. So.
I never have the details. I'm just like, I saw this, guys. This happened. I mean, go look at it. I mean, I did tell you guys to keep, the one thing I did push was go look at her. She's fucking hot. Yeah. That's one thing I was really excited about. But her taking 100 Ds in 14 hours, not so hot.
I'm sorry, that's a lot of dick. That's just a lot of dick in one row.
Okay, guys, so she did this in 14 hours, and she only took one break, and that one break was to shower. Just one shower.
What?
She showered only once. Once. Yeah. Okay, so the logistics behind this, right? So she sent out the feelers. She got 100 men. Then when they got there, if they had if they had gotten their STDs checked or with paperwork to prove, they got pushed up ahead of the line. So there was one guy at the security, at the door running security, and he was checking IDs to make sure that the men were of age, because
I'm kind of impressed by the logistics. I'm not gonna lie.
Then she had, so checking the IDs, and she had inside the room I guess it was a suite, or it had to be a suite because she's not dumb enough to do this in her fucking apartment, right? So she had 4 staff members making sure that the men were okay, fed and hosted. Because, I mean, she's a proper lady. She needs to take care of her guests. She had
just opening up vagina's not good enough. Now I gotta give you snacks. What the fuck?
I know, right? Bring your own fucking Lunchables. Like, why do I have to feed you too? So then she had one security outside the bedroom door in case things got crazy and she needed help. Like, you know, somebody got out of hand. He could run in there and, like, get that person out. So, okay, I already said each guy started with 5 minutes, but she had to cut it down to 2. She was supposed to end 4 hours earlier. So she was trying to do it in 10 hours, and that wasn't happening. So that's why she cut down on the time. So I was like, who would want to do this, right? Like, who in their right mind? Oh, and then she also prioritized groups, by the way. So if you and your 5 homies decided to do this together as a team, you guys were pushed ahead of the line just because, like, it's easier for everybody to go into the bedroom as a group and just be standing there ready to jump in as soon as the other one was done.
Wait, so I have questions, right? So does the group get 2 minutes, or does each individual group member get 2 minutes?
Each member got 2 minutes still.
So they just stood
around and watched their pal pound little Lillian over there. Marissa just can't. Marissa can't, and Helen is fucking loving this story. The grin on her face.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm just trying to understand, what's the prize? Like, what is she getting out of this? Is it just...
She's in the world record. I don't know.
She has an OnlyFans account.
So
she's getting more membership.
And she's posting content and video off of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then when I was going through her TikTok, and she was saying that there was somebody, she was on a podcast, and they did ask her about, like, who's a guy that was, like, number 100. She said that guy specifically wanted to be number 100. So waited until everybody was, like, went through, literally. And then he was 100, but when he was there, or, like, before he got into the bedroom or whatever, they had somebody else pop in, and so they had to, like, separate hide 101, number 101 from number 100, so 100 wouldn't be upset that he was not the last.
I mean, when you had 99 other dudes go in front of you, the ranking doesn't really matter.
No, it does not. So what came across the video was her afterwards was like, her video after was just like, oh my God, I just ran through, or 100 dudes just ran through me. And she's like, I don't feel sore or anything. She's like, but, like, my eyes do hurt, and they were all red and puffy and squinty because of all the juices.
Oh. No.
Yeah. So that is what the story I'm telling to you. The spiral I'm taking you guys down with me, I should say. We're all going down this fucking wormhole together.
I mean, she's in her 20s, right?
I don't know, but she said she can take the pounding. She's like, I was just a little sore, and she said it herself. I think my body was made, like, to take cock. So, I mean, she found her calling. I have not been
I mean,
as fortunate as her to find my calling yet.
Fuck that. If that's my calling, I'd rather still slave away at work.
Exactly. I don't think I can. No. I mean, that's too much. That's a lot of work. And so now on, I want to say December 15th, she's going to do 300 men in one day. And then she'll do another, like, 600 in January. So she's ready in February for the 1,000. If you guys want to participate, let me know, and I think I found her contact information. It is on TikTok somewhere. I'll find it for you guys. Just DM me on through Instagram at IHIHWHS.
I just gotta say it. I will judge. So if you guys do, I will judge you.
I mean, will I? Yeah, I will judge. But I also want the scoop. So, no, I'm not going to judge. And feel free to come tell me everything afterwards.
No, I still want you to tell me. Just know I'm going to judge. I still want to know, but I'm still going to judge.
Oh, shit. Somebody calling in already. Oh, my God. Bunk. Oh, shit. Get ready for this fucking coaster, guys. There goes the invite, Bunk. She is going to fucking go off the rails.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Ron.
Let me just start this off by saying that little coochie ain't hitting no shit, okay? Because you had security, and security didn't have to do no work, okay? So that means that little hot box is already trash. So what you're doing, you might as well keep on doing it because don't nobody want it already. Number 2, that is some nasty shit. I don't care what she doing. That makes my damn stomach hurt. That is nasty as hell. Somebody, your coochie didn't hurt, but your eyes were swollen.
Her eyes were swollen because of all the juices. I was just like, oh, this is fucking crazy.
No. I done been to some swingers clubs. I used to be at the Life. I've been there. But
Bunks for the streets, guys. She knows.
Exactly. You know, I gave the streets up for a life of wifelyhood and motherhood. But even then, before I got married, I had 3 stalkers off one night. You know what I mean? So, like, why are you doing this, ma'am? What priest do I need to get to you so you can change your life?
I mean, multiple priests from all sorts of religions. I don't think.
She needs an exorcism. That's what she needs. I feel.
It's too much. And then 1,000?
1,000?
In a day?
On number 356, your body is going to split in half.
I mean,
very specifically, 356.
I know. I was like, wait, how do we know this number?
I mean, I'm wondering, does she hate her vagina? Like, I would never do that to mine. Why?
No, she hates her father.
She hates her father taking it out her vagina? No.
This is some deep-rooted trauma somewhere. Like, she didn't get asked to prom or some shit. Like, there's something.
No, girl, go look at her picture. She's hot as fuck.
She can't be too hot. Ain't nothing hot on her but that twat, okay? She might look good online, but we don't know what she look like in person.
No, I mean, I would be number 1 on that list.
No.
We're talking about her. We're talking about her on 2 different shows. She knows what she's doing. She's setting herself up for a porn deal. She's setting herself up. She is already kind of a porn. She is a porn star, though.
How are you going to set yourself up for a porn deal when you have already had sex with 1,300 other men?
Well, because probably they all had small peepees, and now she's going to get one with a big one. So, I mean, that's how I see it.
Well, she's posting the content on her OF. If you guys already subscribe to OF, you can go in there, find her, and get more information on your own. But this is all I have for you guys.
Now, I will say, as disgusted as I am, I want to know if she makes it to 1,000 because I'm also intrigued. I am disgusted and intrigued.
Well, I want to see how 300 goes. So I will keep you guys updated because that's coming in a month. Well, less than a month now. So December 15th, and then I will keep you guys posted when she goes again in January, hitting that 600 mark. And then we'll see what happens in February when she does 1,000.
It's all supposed to be
we can
in
have
a day.
A watch party at your house.
If you want. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We can watch all of that at your house.
I mean, I do have a theater room, so
we can go in there. We'll just have to make sure none of the kids are there, and we'll do our own countdown. We'll have a chalkboard to the left, and with each person we'll do a little tally.
No, we'll pass on that. I won't do that. But yes, Buck, thank you so much for calling in. Totally appreciate it.
Of course.
Your fucking 2 cents always crack me up. And
I always got 2 cents, girl. I'm gonna always make y'all $98.
So that being said, we're gonna jump into a song, and then we're gonna be right back. Oh, we're gonna read the comments because I haven't looked at them. the way we're now doing stuff, like I totally have Station Head completely off to the side of me. And in order to see Marissa's expressions and stuff, I'm not even paying attention to it. So I just see stuff rolling, but I don't see anything that's put on there. And I'm dying to see it or have Marissa read to me what happened in there. So we're going to go to a song and we'll be right back to find out what the fuck's going on in that chat. All right, guys, we are back. And for anybody who jumped in mid-story, we were talking about Lillian Phillips, who is an OF content creator. And she, on October 30th, slept with 101 men in 14 hours. She is training to break a world record. I think 101 broke it, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure because, of course, I don't do all the research. The fact that I had this much information for you guys, thank you. I know.
Look at you go. Proud of you.
I know. So December 15th, she is going to be doing 300 men. She's prepping herself like an athlete would. And then January will get up to 600 men. So she's ready to go in February for the 1,000. All right, Marissa, let us, the fucking chat. I'm dying to know what happened in there.
There's a lot of GIFs. There's a lot of GIFs. I'll prefix it with that because I won't get into those. But I think we all clutched our invisible pearls for a little bit, and then we all kind of went, huh? And then I think we were all equally impressed. I think once you got to the swollen eyes because of the fluid,
that was.
I think that's when we all were like, fuck no, we're out. But okay, starting from the top, the furrow one says she's got a shredded punani. Real Estate Poppy says there's another woman with the same name. Can you imagine when her family saw this story? I changed my name immediately. I have to get a new name now. Lisa says the first thing I heard was quote unquote all vaginal in all capitals. That's what I heard too. I was like, dang, that's a lot of work. Dave John on the mic says this woman is a saint and she deserves a holiday. So he said she deserves her own day.
Dave J wants to make her a saint, and you know what? I mean, why not? Let's not her. Let's make the vagina a fucking saint. Like, that's all the pounding. Fuck that. Poor vagina.
True. Mia says, which energy drink is sponsoring for her? Jen, I agree with you. She says, I feel like a bum. I can't even get 1,000 steps in. Me too. My freaking watch has to remind me to breathe. So, bitch, breathe.
Bitch, stand up.
Freaking move. Exist, goddammit. Dave John was asking 5 minutes each. What do you do with the other 3? But I think you answered that question because that's why she cut down to 2 efficiencies. Mm-hmm. Bunk says, at least she will never be cold because hoes are never get cold.
I didn't know that. It's a fun fact I've learned.
There you go. I'm like, wait, I'm always cold. I'm not a hoe. I promise. Anymore.
Well, reformed hoes over here on I Hate It Here.
Not everyone.
2 out of the 3. That's good odds.
Hey. That's a good percentage. That's a win. That's a win. They're also saying she's single-handedly keeping KY in business. She's probably an event planner with all of that planning and putting together that she had to do. Mm-hmm. Everybody was questioning how that room would smell.
Oh my God.
Kind of nasty.
Now, and you know, I'm very sensitive to scents. I would vomit. You
gotta burn the whole fucking hotel down. Like, you can't, what? You can't cleanse it. There's no way. Uh-huh. Let's see. 3 pumps and you're out. Again, her eyes, when we got to the eye part, I think everybody just kind of like, nope, absolutely not. That is not okay. Bruce is questioning his life choices. He's like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Why am I here?
Why is he on this show? He should have just fucking not tuned in today. He's like, wrong day.
It's like right before Thanksgiving too. What the fuck? Dave John on the mic says, I feel bad for Dude 71 that's going to see her in public and ask, remember me? And she'll just stare blankly. Oh, the Dude 101, the last one.
I think she would remember 101. I
don't think so. By that time, you're out of it. Like, that's a lot of
with all that in your eyes, you're right.
she can't even see. She's like, who are you?
So gross.
They're shut at that time.
Yeah. I don't even know who you be. Jen says she's going to have a lot of stories to tell her grandchildren. No, do not do that. Do not tell those stories. Keep those shits to yourselves. Okay. Lisa still can't get over the bodily fluids part. She says, why wasn't a rule in place regarding fluid deposit locale? Like, she is not down.
So I did go through some of her stuff, and she's down for liquids. She had 40 dudes jizz on her.
Okay. I don't know what to do with that information.
I just can't hold this knowledge all to myself.
Okay, I do have a question. Okay, so when she had one bedroom, like it was a suite. Where were they pre-getting ready? Were they pre-getting ready in front of the other guys? Like they had to, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't do that much homework, Helen.
That's right.
No, that's a good question though. Like you can't like
they had to disrobe at the front door,
hallway, or
in the bathroom. Like, I don't know.
Something. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but one says one headline is when you Google Lily Phillips 101 Men. It's titled "Professional Meat Sleeve."
That's fucking hilarious. I like that. That made me laugh.
Love it. That sounds awful. Just a straight up bad time. A lot of little eggplants in the chat. Yeah. It's
all right.
just.
So now that we've scarred you guys with that, Helen is. Now we got to get into the Helen of it all.
Yes.
Damn, what a segue.
I know. I'm sorry, but like, we've had enough about Lillian and her juices and her taking it up the vagina.
Fucked up vagina? No.
Vagina made out of steel. Good for her. And then, so speaking of vaginas, let's talk about Helen's. Helen, yes. Last time we left you, you broke it to us that you got into a relationship. And yes. Marissa and I were like, what the fuck? How are you in a relationship and going to be the dating correspondent? But of course, your dating life just doesn't fall easily into place. You told us, I have a boyfriend and my boyfriend has a wife. And we were like, what the fuck? Yes. So, and the wife is aware.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They are in a open marriage.
Yes.
And I guess maybe, I don't know the real term of polygamy. I don't know if that means that.
It's polyamorous.
Polyamorous, okay.
So polygamy
What's the difference?
Is polygamy like a family, is married right? to multiple people,
okay.
right? Yeah, okay. And it's all like, that's sister wives, right? Mm-hmm. Polyamory is when you have multiple relationships at the same time. So it's almost the same, but it's like one is marriage and the other one is just... It's relationships. You guys don't have to coexist with each other. You guys don't have to, like, some do. Like, my friend was seeing a guy who was married and her boyfriend was living in their house. So, I mean, it can take different forms, but...
Hold on. Hold on. Rewind. Wait, so you just have a live-in boyfriend and then...
Apparently, I'm sorry. So for my friend, they had... But I guess they were more... so she told me she met this guy and he was married. He was the husband, but there was this long-term boyfriend. And so... They I believe they all kind of bought the house together and they were sharing finances. And, so yeah, but they were all polyamorous. So everyone dated other people and they get tested regularly, and sometimes there's relationships and sometimes there's just hookups. It just depends on the rules that they self-impose on each other.
So she can have hookups outside of the boyfriend too?
I think so. Yeah.
So she's got her husband, the boyfriend, and she can do hookups, and he can do hookups. Like, they can all just fuck whoever they want.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Well, so that was my friend's. She was doing the guy she was hooking up with situation. So he ended up being a dick. So I didn't get many more details.
Okay. Now I have a lot of questions. I'm sorry.
Maybe one day I'll have her on.
You should, because now we need details about this.
Details.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sounds like you just have roommates. Like, I just fuck everybody. That sounds like college. I don't know. Is that what we're just calling college? The college experience when you're older?
As an adult?
I don't know.
The 3-company situation? I don't know.
There you go.
So then, when we left Helen, she had just gone on her first date with him.
Yes.
We think of a code name for him. Should we just call him Polly?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Polly or Paul, whichever one works. So you went on your first date with Polly, and he just happened to have rubber sheets in the car as well.
Okay, so I found out the story on that. So I guess
for people who did not tune in last time, how did the subject of the rubber sheets in the car come
rubber
up?
sheet? Well, they weren't in his car, so obviously when I'm chatting, I let people know there's lots of fluids with me.
I love how that's a disclaimer that you make. You're like, by the way.
I'm like, I need to know if they're down, because if they're not, why am I wasting my time? I'm not trying to get 100 dicks in me.
Helen is pushing out the fluid, not intaking the fluid.
Yes.
Her and Laura Phillips are not the same.
Not the same at all. But, so, I kind of mentioned it, and he goes, oh, I have rubber sheets. And I'm like, I never heard of rubber sheets. So I was wondering, so he's been married for 17 years. He's been married for 17 years, but they've been swingers for 10. Okay. So they used to have swinger parties and everything. And I'm like, okay, was this a swinger party thing? And I guess his sister-in-law owns a laundromat, and the laundromat has a seamstress, and they thought it would be funny to make them rubber sheets. And they're like, ha ha, look at this gag gif. And they're like, ha ha, we're actually going to use these.
They're like practical.
Yeah. So, so that's why he had them. So he actually pulled them out of storage. And when he was prepping for our date, he's like, look what I found. And I'm like, this guy's organized. And he's super organized. Like, he's on top of his game. Like, he's
another green
awesome.
flag for Polly.
So many green flags for Polly.
And you met him on kink.com, correct?
No, I met him on Field, the dating app.
What's Field?
Field, it's spelled FEELD. And then it used to be an app to find threesomes. Oh. And now it's a kink positive dating site. So a lot of people will put like their orientation. So it's like straight, gay, bi, hetero flexible, bi-curious, like just all the different types. Mm-hmm. And then it's very, like, you know how on Tinder, it's a hookup place. Well, on Field, it's like, okay, these are the things I like. And, and you pick, and they have like a plethora of stuff, right? And so you're like, I like this, I like that, I'm, whatever it is. And then I'm looking for an open relationship. I'm poly. And then there are a lot of polyamorous couples on there. And then you can link it to the spouse's profile. So you can have a profile, and you're like, and this is my spouse's profile. And then you can click on their link. So everyone knows that everyone's dating. It's not like
it's not a secret. Okay.
No. And so it's very open. And then it's like, well, we play alone and we play together, or we're looking for the unicorn or whatever, right? So they're very...
Wait, what's a unicorn?
Yeah, exactly. What's a unicorn?
Okay, a unicorn is there's a couple
I'm scared.
and then...
I'm scared.
Do you guys really not know what a unicorn is?
No.
I was Mormon up until like almost 3 years ago, and I know what a unicorn is. But a unicorn is a single person that's going to join a threesome. And so it's going to be a threesome, either a format, but the unicorn is someone who's single. It's not someone who is linked together to another couple. So it's a unicorn because they don't have anyone else to like have to worry about. And then that person keeps coming into the relationship as often as they want her to and stuff, or him, you know?
Okay.
So
got it. And then my second question, you don't have to answer if you don't want, but what did you put as your kink?
Yeah.
That I'm a submissive.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Well, so here's the thing. So they said desires, like what are your desires, right? So I put dominant because I thought my desire was to look for a dominant, right? That's why I got a bunch of guys liking me because they were looking for a dom.
They were got it.
And so I'm like, no, I'm actually submissive. And they're like, but haven't you? And so like each one just got me a little bit closer to it, you know?
Got it.
So I eventually changed it because I'm like, I'm not really good at this. I mean, I had fun doing it, but I'm like,
But they weren't paying you, and you had to
exactly.
You didn't have time to be fucking messing around with these men that want to be told off, unless they were paying you.
Exactly. So, and then that was right around the time I met Polly. So, you know, I'm like, well, fuck y'all. I got someone.
So you met Polly. You guys were, remind us again, you guys were in communication for how many weeks before you met?
Probably like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
And then
I was waiting. I'm like, when is he going to ask me out? Because I'm someone who goes on a date within a week, you know, like.
We know, Helen. Those of us who've been on the show, tuned into you, we fucking know, yes.
I'm like, by the time I talk to you, next time I talk to you, there's a whole fucking life story that happened.
You had a full-blown relationship with somebody.
There's a whole novella that happened.
Always.
You had...
Sometimes there's two.
I know.
You had that whole full-blown relationship. You became committed, and then you dumped them all within the time frame of one show to the next.
Yeah.
So it doesn't phase us. Okay, so then you met him. You went out with him that one time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys really hit it off, and then that's when you decided, or he asked you to meet his wife.
So our first date, she was going to be out of town, and she ended up coming back into town, and she was really worried. She goes, I hope I don't mess up your date. I'm coming in a day early. Like, I didn't mean to. Like, are you going to be okay? Do I need to spend the night somewhere else? And so he had asked me, and I was like, yeah, like, that's fine. So we were downstairs in the basement, and she was upstairs. And then since then...
Wait. Stop there, because we're going to go to a song.
Okay.
And then you're going to come back, and then now we're getting into... what we all been waiting for, the meeting of the wife, okay?
What we've been waiting for.
Yes, but I just had to recap and let everybody know who's just tuning in catch everybody up. All right, we'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
All right, guys, we are back, and now we are meeting the wife. And she is the one, correct me, Helen, if I'm wrong, but she's the one who insisted on meeting you, correct? We can't hear you, Helen.
We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So, he had always told me, like, since we started talking, he goes, I can provide references. I'm like, this isn't a job. he goes, once we get to know each other, I'd love for you to meet my wife. We're all above par. Like, this isn't something. He's like, he goes, I date alone, but eventually she's a part of my life, and you will be too. So I want you guys to meet, kind of a thing. So it was always something I knew was going to happen. It was just a question when, kind of a thing.
Do you feel it was too fast to meet her? I mean, well, I'm asking the wrong fucking person. Honestly, I should have when I was coming out, I was just like, Helen's
You heard it.
fast. Yeah, I heard it, and I was like, she's not going to care. She's not going to think it's fast. You were okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't meet her until 2 weeks ago. No,
okay. How many dates had you already been on with him at that point?
I think we had gone on, it was our third date. It was our third date, and
some people put out on the third date. Some people meet their boyfriend's wife on the third date.
So on the third date, I met her. She was, I go to his house, and then we go from there to dinner. Mm-hmm. And so she was there, and hi, how are you? And she's like, come here, I'm a hugger. And she we hugged, and she's super nice, super charismatic. Like, she didn't make it awkward at all. And then we were just talking, like, I know how to put it on too, like, we're just having a good time. And then he's like, grabs my arm. He's like, okay, we're leaving. And I'm like, okay.
like, well, dang.
Yeah, he's like, okay. And then he's kind of, and his whole thing is like, I only get to see you for a little bit. I love my wife, but I want to spend time with you. I'm like, okay, that's valid, Mm-hmm. And then, and she's like, oh, okay, when you guys come back, I'll probably be in bed already, blah, blah, blah. She wasn't. So we came back. She was still which is fine,
I didn't expect her to be in bed when her husband's in a whole date.
So, we went downstairs in the basement, and then, and when I explain the basement, like, it's a walkout basement, which means the front of the house is underground, but the back of the house, you can walk out of it, like a door to the yard. So
it's not like we're all thinking creepy sex dungeon type of basement.
No. It's like having a second floor, but having it underground.
Okay.
So,
yeah. No, I get it though, what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. So, we were, we play. And then, I spent the night.
You heard a knock on the door, and she walked in with refreshments.
No, like
some snacks.
No, he has all of that ready. Like, he's like, okay, you're coming tomorrow. Both of the beds are out. I've already washed the towels for you. I have this. Like, he preps for me to come over. I was like, okay, I'm good with it, Mm-hmm. And then, so the next day we were talking, I really enjoyed last night, blah, blah, blah. And then, so he's like, hey, my wife says that she really, really likes you.
My wife's asking what you want for breakfast. How do you want your eggs?
And my food allergies.
Fucking hell. Sounds good, Helen.
So,
okay, so the wife was asking what?
So she was just like, oh, I really like her. Like, she has really good energy, whatever. And she goes, I just love her laugh. And she's like, she's so cute, whatever. And I was like, and I'm like, wait. I go, we were laughing when we were in bed. He goes, yeah, I think her kink is to here. And I was like, okay, we're good then.
Would you ever let her watch?
No.
No?
Would that be crossing a line for you?
For me, yeah. That just wouldn't be something I'd be comfortable with.
But if she wanted to join, you'd be okay with that?
No.
You're not into threesomes?
No. I've never had
We learned something new about Helen.
Wait, hold on. You've never had a threesome?
No. Have you?
No.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm too fucking lazy and greedy.
Damn.
She's like, no and that was something I asked him like first day. I was like, okay, just to be absolutely beyond clear, I go, I'm not into threesomes. He's like, no. We are not that. You are not entering. This is not a trap for a throuple. He's like, that is not what we're doing. He's like, he's like, no. That's not what this is. And so, and he'll always like reaffirm things like that. He's like, just to be sure, like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay. So the thing is, he's great at communicating. He's really, really good at communicating, like anything and everything, you know? Mm-hmm. And so that isn't something I ever worry about with him. And that's why it's been going so great. Like he communicates super well. He has his shit together. Like he's just like, he's respectful of any boundaries.
What does having your shit together mean? Because it can mean different things for different people. So I'm just curious on.
He has a mortgage. He has, credit card debt. Like, I'm not worried. Like, is he going to be able to pay for dinner? Like, he just, like, he plans everything. He's like, okay, well, come over at this time. I was thinking we'd go here.
He's not like the scrubs that Helen has dated in the past.
Mm-mm, yeah. Mm-mm. He's just he has a good credit score.
Helen already knows.
Did you run a background check? What the fuck?
I mean, I could if I wanted to.
Helen, so how long, like, when did you guys decide to be committed?
A couple.
Like a couple? Because he's your boyfriend now, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It just, like, I guess we haven't really said it. It's just assumed because we talk daily. We're always seeing each other. Like, he's like, okay, this is the day I want to see you this week. Are you available? Or when is your availability? And it's really nice because there was a week I couldn't see him at all. I'm like, hey, look. So I met his wife, and before I met her, I knew that the following week I was going to be able to see him. So I was like, hey, I know I'm going to meet your wife. Just so you know, it's not going to be because I met your wife, but next week I'm slammed. I cannot see you. Like, I won't be able to see you. I have this, and this going on. And I go, and I don't want you to think that it's because I met her and now I'm having second thoughts. Right. And he goes, oh, okay. He's like, I really appreciate that, whatever. And so when we were able to see each other again, he's like, we ended up spending, like, I came over on Saturday and I showed up late, so we didn't have dinner. And then,
they just went straight to the fucking basement.
Yeah.
She's have them rubber sheets ready.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, we play in one room and then we sleep in the other room. Because he's, and he has everything ready and he has waters and, like, everything just there, right?
Is it like a sex room?
No, it's just a guest room, but he puts the rubber sheets on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it becomes a sex room for Helen.
Yes, yes.
Okay. No, I wasn't sure if it was like a full-blown, like...
No.
Swings
it's
and
like,
shit, yeah.
It's painted
baby boo, like... And now that we're in there...
Baby boo. That makes it better.
It's not red or black, your typical sex dungeon type of colors.
But, like, yesterday, he's like, I really need artwork in this room. He goes, it's very bare. I'm like, we don't need it. And I go, but if you want, I'll make a sign that says Pound Town. I mean, he has pineapple towels in his bathroom downstairs. And, like,
they're backwards.
It tracks.
Oh, this is crazy.
So yeah. So the next time I saw her, so I spent the night on Saturday, and we were talking before we went downstairs, and she's like, okay, are we gonna go have breakfast tomorrow? I'm like, I think that's the plan. She's like, okay. So we all went to breakfast the next day, and it was fun. Like, she's so nice, so sweet. Mm-hmm. She can talk, like, even...
And is he, like, walking into the restaurant, like, holding both your hands? Like, he's in the middle and he's just swinging, like, holding your hands to you both.
No, but, like, so, like, there were things that I was worried about, you know, but I was like, you know, we're walking to the car and she's like, oh, you go ahead and have the front seat. And I'm like, okay, you know, and then, like,
I didn't even think of that.
Right?
Yeah,
and then we got to the restaurant and he scoots in. He's like, come here. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm sitting next to him, you know?
He wraps his hands around both of them.
It was a booth, you know? So it's like, if it was a table, it would make sense. But on a booth, I'm like, well, where do I sit? What side, you know? Yeah. And so, no, like, I sat next to him. I mean, they have been nothing but gracious. Like, nothing but gracious. Okay. And they're just, like, super, super nice. Like, this is a lifestyle they've lived, they experience, and they're, you know, it's not, they know probably hesitations that are going to happen or whatever. It's just who they are. And, you know, and obviously, like, they don't tell their family and they don't tell their coworkers. Like, those were some of the boundaries they put in for them, right?
Okay.
Like, they don't tell them that they have
they're polyamorous or swingers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, they just, you know, the rule is don't fuck any of your coworkers.
Yeah.
We don't tell our families, and you don't tell your coworkers this is lifestyle. And apparently some of his coworkers found out, and they asked him at a bar, it's like, are you guys swingers? And he's like, yeah. And so when he quit that job, one of the girls came and she's like, I've been wanting to fuck you. He's like, all right, we're not coworkers anymore.
He's that bitch is ready to go. Apply. She's a vulture. She smelled me and went for it.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. So,
but you were saying that he hasn't had too many, like, long-term relationships, right? Like,
before COVID, they were big into the swinging lifestyle, right? And swinger parties and, you know, switching couples and stuff like that. And then they moved to Utah during COVID. And then he's just like, you know, with COVID and everything, he goes, I was just looking for more meaningful relationships. And so he was starting to look for dating, not just hookups and, you know, people you play with kind of a thing. And so he's had a couple relationships, but he hasn't, you know, like, he hasn't really, he's like, they've been okay. He's like, but like you guys, we're that couple that just annoy you. Like, we're like, I just like you so much.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that shit around me.
All over each other, and we're constantly like, he's always like, "You're such a catch." I'm like, "I think you're such a catch," and you're just so cute. Oh, I think you're so handsome. Like, we are so lovey-dovey.
Oh, I just threw up.
I know.
I know.
Do you see the face of disgust? Look at it.
And we know that, and we are like completely in our bubble, and we just don't care. We just don't care. And we're like, and he's told me, he's like, you know, he goes, I have never been with someone as amazing as you, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's like, I haven't had a first date this great since I met my wife. And he's like, you know, he just sings me high praises. He knows I have a praise kink. So I'm like, okay, what else?
Yeah, like, tell me more.
Yeah. Okay. But he's pretty awesome.
All right, you guys. So we are going to go into a song. And if you have any questions in the chat, please put them in there for Helen. And we'll come back and answer those. All right, guys. We are back. And Marissa, I don't know if there were any questions in the chat.
Looks like there wasn't many questions. I'm looking at it right now.
I know we missed one earlier by the feral one.
Yes, and the question was, I think it was, she wanted to know what happened with the wife.
Okay.
So how the meeting went. I think that's where we were kind of at. But I didn't see any other ones. But just looking quickly through the chat, it doesn't seem like that was really the question. Is she wanted to know how the meeting went with the wife, which Helen already explained. Let's see. Bunk just says, I don't trust the wife being so friendly.
I know.
She said, I don't. That seems a little weird. I don't know.
I know that's. He's had relationships in the past, and that's what they've done. But I don't know. I have to say, there's something like there's just a gut instinct as well about that. Like, but you're on mute, Helen.
Okay. I guess you don't. It's not the lifestyle you guys understand, because it's not like
I mean
traditional,
yeah. So, but they've learned it well, and they've obviously, they've probably didn't. It wasn't always this clear and stuff, But I mean, I got invited to Thanksgiving by her.
Girl.
But I mean, I got invited, and they're like, "Hey, we have friends that know but don't want to know, so we're just gonna say you're our friend." I'm like, "Okay," and if I don't feel comfortable after that, then I don't think I'll let them know. Like, hey, if I can't be open and honest about it, I don't want to be invited. But right now, I don't have any hesitations about it.
Okay.
And she's like, come and spend the night on Wednesday and Thursday. Obviously,
you can help me prep the meal. We can,
well, yeah,
I'm like,
you can help me make the pies while I prep the turkey.
So, I mean, yeah, we're, it's not a throuple, but it's very much,
But it sounds like it's becoming almost like a throuple without the sexual component, right? Because it almost seems like you guys are going to have a relationship.
I mean, yeah, but it's like a relationship you would have if you were dating someone with a roommate, So, like this morning, so I spent the night last night, and I take my clothes for everything. So I brought my overnight. Oh, I have a drawer there now, apparently.
Helen's moved in at this point. She's the Pound Town sign is above her right now.
It says Helen's Pound Town. Like she's
Helen's Pound Town.
But I got ready, and I was like, damn, I forgot my dress in the car, right? Mm-hmm. And so I text him because he was upstairs, and I'm like, hey, are you still home? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I need to go get my clothes from the car. I just want to make sure I can get back in. He's like, yeah. And so I go outside, and I come back in, and it's cold right now. It's been snowing. And she's all like, you're out there with your hair wet? And I'm like, well, yeah. And she goes, I told him to put your clothes in the dryer. I'm like, oh, no, I hate warm clothes. She goes, but do you like it room temperature? I'm like, I'm fine. Like, it's okay if it's cold. Like, she goes, oh, I can't believe it.
How okay would you be with her getting a little more, like, involved, like,
in the relationship?
In the relationship, like, she's not part of the sex. She's not part of, but, like, going out to dinner, the three of you.
I'm fine with that. We've gone out to breakfast. Yeah.
Netflix and chili.
Yeah. I mean, we're okay with that. Like, I'm okay with that. It's just it's an extension of him.
Not the intimate part of it. You're not okay with that.
Yeah, but
do you feel weird being almost intimate with him in front of her, or is that something that or
you don't like? Do you guys kiss in front of her? Do you?
Yeah. Are you guys affectionate in front of her? And does that? Have you been able to adjust to that and you feel comfortable?
Yeah,
or is that an adjustment?
So that was like, those are all things. Those are all questions I had too. Like, I didn't know how I would react. But after breakfast, we were hanging out, and she was like in the kitchen, and so I was like kind of, in the dining room, whatever. And so we're talking, and she loves to talk, right? And so we're both talking and chatting, and he had gone somewhere and came back. And when he came back, he was just like holding me. And so we both had like our arms wrapped around each other, like at the waist. And, you know, I was just rubbing his back. And it felt very natural. It didn't feel weird at all. Like, he's the one who came. Like, I guess I wait for him to make the moves, kind of a thing. Okay. And then when we were going to breakfast, we were ready before she was. And we were just hanging out on the couch, you know, being that couple. Mm-hmm. and it's fine. Like, I don't feel weird around her. She doesn't feel weird around me. Like, I'll text him, like, she had this thing going on with her nail and I needed updates. And then there was a phone thing and I needed updates. I'm like, okay, so what's going on with this and what's going on with that? And then and sometimes I'm like, can you ask her this? And he's like, okay, so she said this. And so, I mean, I'm sure at some point I'm going to have her number, you know?
Okay.
And there was a girl who he used to date and now they're best friends. So, like, it's
the more the merrier up in that bitch, huh?
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna sit in line in the fucking Thanksgiving dinner. It's like, me and my bitches.
Turkey and tits, what do you say? I think there's questions in the chat.
There is. So, there's some questions in the chat. Do you think he'd be okay with you having another partner?
He said, yeah, if I wanted to. Like, it's not exclusive to just him having another partner. But I told him I wasn't interested in that, you know? Like, mm-hmm. I'm not, you know, someone who has multiple partners. I go, but there is a guy that we've always said, let's hook up. He goes, oh, if that chance comes up, you should hook up with him. I'm like, okay.
Not supportive.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, though? Does it make you feel like, hey, that's supportive and that's nice of them? Or does it make you feel like
he doesn't give a fuck? Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, it's just like he doesn't view monogamy as a way of his relationships, right? And mm-hmm. so he had a long-term relationship before he was telling me about, and she had multiple partners, you know.
Oh, okay.
And so he was okay with it, and you know, and it didn't work out. And he goes, you know, I really liked her, but you know, I guess she didn't like me as much. And so, yeah, I don't feel dismissed by it. It was just like, hey, I've seen this guy a couple times, but I've always kind of been with someone. He's like, oh no, he's like, just let me know, like, we're cool, you know?
Okay.
So.
All right. And then there's another question in the chat. The furrow one asked, also, are they affectionate in front of you? So are they affectionate with each other in front of you?
No, I don't think that's how they are with each other. Like, whether I'm there or not, I just don't think they're the couple that are affectionate.
Oh. They're not affectionate with each other. You don't.
No, like, so very much like, when he's leaving the house with me, you know, he's like, okay, love you, bye, like, miss you, whatever. Like, they are still very much a couple, but like physically affectionate, they're not.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So it's like, yes, they do behave in a couple way, but they're not like he's not giving his wife a kiss goodbye while he's in arms with you. Okay.
No.
Do you think maybe, yeah, I was going to ask, do you think maybe that's why he looks for a relationship and that's why they're open, is because they get that intimacy part with somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, she has another partner too, you know, like, so they're both getting different needs met by different people, but they very much love each other. And you know,
how long has she been her other person?
I don't know.
You don't pry. Okay.
Because I would. I'd be like, so how long has it been? What's going on? I need to know the details.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they're really they understand what relationship they're in, you know, like no one's being coerced into it, I guess is what I'm trying to say, you know? So
wow, Helen. Well, this is fucking fascinating for me.
It is. I'm learning so much. I feel like every time I talk to you, I learn something new.
I know, absolutely. And we've gone way over, so we're gonna wrap it up. I mean, you're gonna have to. Next time we meet will be in December. We have to look at calendar dates, and then we'll let everybody know when we'll be back in December. But then we're gonna get an update on the Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes. Yeah.
Tits and turkey, how many fucking partners showed up, how many to this fucking dinner, we need to find out. And then you guys, if anybody wants to call in and share your dating stories, I mean, Helen still has plenty to share. We just needed to catch up on Polly and what the fuck was going on. She still told me that she's got a lot of stories that she wants to share, crazy shit that's happened. But, I mean, you guys, please know that it's we welcome everybody to the show. If you want to just hit that little plus sign, call in, give us some of your dating stories or just a what the fuck happened type of moments. We are here for it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, Helen, for coming on and sharing your story and giving us the update. Absolutely love it. I'm telling you, I learn something new every time. I didn't know what a unicorn was. Now I know.
I know.
There you go.
Look at Helen's never had a threesome. I'm still fucking shocked by that.
I know.
I'm
shocked I was the only one. What the fuck happened?
Bunk is putting in the chat that she needs Helen's number. She needs frequent updates. Yes. No, Bunk. That's going to be a no. Not even Marissa gets frequent updates.
I don't.
And I get very few just because I try to keep it fresh. So
yes. Yes.
I'm in the same boat with you guys. So I know some details, but I don't know all the details. Mm-hmm. But yes, Helen, thank you once again for being so fucking open about your life with us, about sharing this information. I mean, I still fucking think you're a queen. I fucking
absolutely
totally applaud you doing this and being so open and sharing your life with us because it's amazing. It's fucking fascinating, first of all. I would that and saying that you need your own reality TV show. I mean, I think we need to start a GoFundMe and we need somebody following you around with the camera at all times. It might be a little boring now, but I mean, we'll still get some.
I feel like
of you with the wife and
yeah. I feel like that would be content in itself, right? But no, absolutely. No, thank you, Helen. We really, really appreciate it. And I always tell you, I live vicariously through your stories because I'm too lazy. I'm gotta go to bed. It's almost my bedtime. So yeah.
I know. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, damn it, I still have to fucking wash my face and do nightly skincare routine. And fucking Helen is probably gonna go spend the night at her boyfriend's house and go to pound.
Go out in the fucking snow and the cold and go to.
And I'm kind of sitting sleeping because I'm just too fucking tired. All right, Helen, thank you so much. We will next time. And you guys, that being said, Marissa, how can they find us?
Yes, if you want to get a hold of us, you want to share a story, or you want to jump on one of these shows with us, you can always DM us and we'll get you scheduled. You can always DM us on Instagram, and that our handle is
IHIHWHS.
And yeah, just go ahead and DM us there. Also on our Instagram page, you have a link on bio. You can always look at all the other methods, but honestly, Instagram's probably going to be the best bet for you, so that we can get you scheduled. And if you want to share, if you want to jump on and get scheduled for Songs We Hate the morning after, and you want to kind of schedule a slot, you can always do so. Or if you have a story that you want to share, but you don't want to call in and narrate yourself and you want us to narrate it for you, you can always send it to us via there as well.
All right, guys. So we will be back on Tuesday. We will not have a show on Thanksgiving, obviously. I will have a house full of relatives. And then we'll be back the following Tuesday, but starting December 5th, we will be doing all our Thursday shows live on YouTube. So we'll make sure to post that on our socials and keep reminding you guys. But thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. We appreciate Helen. Always got to keep praising the queen.
As always.
For sharing all the shit with us.
Yes.
So
I love that you know much praises.
I know. That's your key. That's her kink. And now I know.
Now I know.
Praising the nipple clamps.
From the Dollar Tree.
From the Dollar Tree.
All right, you guys.
She's a price-conscious queen, all right?
Thank you, guys. Wait. Before we jump off, Helen, I need you to talk about, it's Christmas season. And I want you to talk about your side business because your signs are fucking gorgeous. And if anybody's looking for Christmas gifts, Collie started doing this on his show, and we need to start promoting it more. And I hate it here. A lot of our fellow content creators do have side businesses. Nina and the Messers have their coffee, which I'm completely addicted to, and that's all I drink now. And I'll make sure to push them next show. But Helen, tell us about your signs.
Yeah, so I make wooden signs, primarily door hangers. And so they're just really quirky ones. They're a lot of color. I stopped making bows because what the fuck? I just hate making bows. But you can find me on everything: Facebook, Linktree, TikTok, Instagram. It's Casa Linda Signs. And I'll put it in the chat. And I ship everywhere. But I also am really pushing ornaments. Haven't been on social media very much. I should probably call in on a Tuesday for a work-life horror craft story that I need to tell you guys about. But so pushing ornaments, but mostly door hangers for the outside. They're really high quality, made with exterior house
They're
paint.
absolutely beautiful, guys. So she's going to put it in the chat. Go in there, look at her signs, order one for yourself, order one for a relative if you're still looking for Christmas gifts. Yes. Thank you guys so much, and we will catch you at your shows.